Hello and welcome to my second video for fishing plant Missouri. So as you see, I have Missouri selected here. Get your world map, all the stuff here. Missouri will automatically be unlocked for you fishing at. So it's Mudwater River. You can see here the fish that you had to choose: crappie, panfish. I kind of link them into one. Also catfish, bass, pike. But really, when it says pike, it means most pickerel and gar. We will try to catch just about all these. And well, I'm lumping crappie with panfish. I mean, kind of catch them together at the same time. So, it's the cheapest place to go fishing at. You have $20 to travel there because it's already paid already, and $5 per day. Now, every time you go fishing somewhere, make sure you have a license for it. So you go here to license it. Missouri. I already have an unlimited license, but I do recommend getting the advanced license. That way you can everything you catch. That's just me. Not that much more. As long as 20 credits more, hardly anything. I usually grab a week. That's just what I usually do. You have to. You can grab less if you're going to fish there for a day or 3. I have, like I said, I already have unlimited on it, so I don't really need a license. Now, let's go to your gear. I'm level 19. I got large rod case, but depending on what you're fishing for, really depends on what kind of rod and your baits and stuff. This first one's separate pan. So I got a rod here. This is, I believe, the first rod you can start out with. But line here, I'm just using light mono, light reel. Worms. There's all kinds of different lure baits you can use for panfish. Small hook. I think this is only a size 10 and a bobber. There's all kinds of baits you can catch them on. Bread, cheese, not pet food, snowballs, all kinds. I just use red worms because that's just as good as anything. Next one we have is for bass. Bass jig. Once again, you can use many different kinds of things. You can use shad, you can use crankbaits, you even use bobber if you want to, if you can cast out that far off where I show you. Just as good too. But that's what I'm going to use this setup for it. This one's for pike. My favorite pike lure is a spoon. This one's a nice one. This is the gold spoon. Costs like 5 gold. But wonderful. It's wonderful for catching pike. Yep. Rod reel. Yep. All that good stuff. This one's set for catfish or bullhead, whatever one happen to catch in the same area usually. Kind of bait you're using. Pet food, you're gonna catch bullhead. There you catch up. So, this bigger hook, size 4. A little bit heavier line. I'm using braided because I have it. If you have braided, you might as well. Different baits you can use for catfish or in just pet food. I'll cut bait. Any of this stuff will really work for it. It says catfish in it. We're gonna catch catfish. So, pet food's good. You can use snowballs. Snowballs. All kinds of stuff. Then the last one is set up for gar. Now, if you're beginners, so if you're new to Missouri, you're not gonna want to catch a gar. Gar 25 to 100 pounds almost. So, not have the proper lines and lures or lines and rods for that. Even this one is questionable. To be honest, they'll pull you quite a bit. Here's my setup for that. Got a large hook, large cut bait, bobber, heavy line, on a reel. So. Alright, so now we're going to Missouri. I'm just going to go for a day. And that's usually how I do it. I only pick one day at a time because you always extend your trip at the end. So there's no reason to go pick like a week-long trip. I might end up wasting money. I just go a day at a time. So, as you see, there are 2 pegs. So 2 spots to fish at. Here's our weather for the day. It's going to be sunny. sure how that's going to affect our fishing. Not worth the temperature. Sunny. Yeah. Start at 5 a.m., which is fine. First, and we'll start this peg right here. Here we are. And there's, right now, they are widening up Missouri quite a bit, I hear, but the area you can fish at right now, from here on this peg to, not very big, but it's starting area. The first thing we're going to catch is bluegill. So I'll set the bluegill rod I have. Right now it's set up to just toss the line out there, hit F11, puts you in a different casting mode. I like this. You don't have to use it, but F11 will take you to the other. I'll like you through the casting mode. So you don't have to catch bluegill or panfish. You don't even have to go that far out. So like that, not very far at all. And this is going to pass way out, probably, but drilling a little bit. I'm only like 20 inches off the 20-inch line. Not that much. You don't need that much. Wait. We'll catch one here soon. Oh. Usually a bluegill bite pretty quickly. A couple casts to catch some of the. And I strike because right. Try it again. Love that. Forget editing, so stuck with that for now. Drilling a little bit. Got 50. That's good. Really, just as long as you're pretty close to the shore, you're gonna get a fish bite. The way it is. They are not hard to catch. That's why they're the one. Really, anywhere along this bank, you're gonna catch bluegill. Now, if you cast out further into those cattails that are kind of in front of me, start finding bass out there. We're going to catch bass, but we're not quite there yet. Now that I'm actually paying attention, fish when it strikes. That's another thing when you're bobber fishing. My little tension indicator says that like that. Don't raise up the tension till the fish actually starts moving away, and we caught a shiner. Another thing you can catch here are shiners. Again, we're trying to catch pain. I was saying, you might even see your bobber start moving. Well, it starts bobbing in the water. Don't jerk that line yet. Don't jerk the line until the bobber is actually running away from you. That's the proper line proper time to set the hook. Otherwise, you're probably going to miss the bite. A little bit longer when we go to. I may. The heck is? Look at this thing. Blunt nose minute. Not a bluegill yet. Try a little bit closer. If you find yourself like mine when I'm catching this fish right here, you may want maybe change your hook size. I'm just using number 10 because it's a small hook, but I could probably go to a number 8 or number 6. I would still catch bluegill. But the thumb is the larger your hook, the bigger the fish. But sometimes if your hook gets too big, fish won't bite. There's an area in California where, depending on what hook size you're using, depends on what kind of fish you're going to catch. So I'm usually fishing for Chinook bass or Chinook salmon. Sorry, Chinook salmon or there we go. Bluegill. He bit right away. I just happened to see him. So there we caught one bluegill. Now we're going to switch to catching bass. And what I'm going to actually do, because it's easier to catch the bass during peak times, I'm going to look at my map, see when the peak time is. It says right here is about 8 o'clock. Advance my time to 8 o'clock. Catch some bass. So, where I'm going to cast is right around here. Those cattails right there are a good spot for bass. Bass jig. But there are other things that'll catch bass too, like I said, shad. Sometimes spinners will catch bass. Crankbaits, bobber. The method I'm going to use is the stop and go method, which is really easy to use. Set your speed of your reel to 3 or 2 sometimes. Look once, wait. Once. My rule of thumb is when I see the lure hit the bottom, that's when I look again. That's just what I use. And it's not going to always stay stop and go. It may say straight slow sometimes. It may say something else. You're not going to always get a perfect presentation either. That a couple times and you'll catch a fish. Now, something else to think about too is when you're reeling in, get really close to the shoreline. Don't just reel real fast and pull it up. Get to about 3 or 4 feet out and just pause. And the reason I say that, sometimes a fish will follow it in. If a fish follows that lure in and you pause, usually they'll bite. But if you just reel in real quick, you're not going to catch them. That's one little trick to catch more fish. So you don't have to use stop and go method. You can use whatever method you want to use. I just stop and go because the other methods like twitch, lift and drop take a little more work. Stop and go is pretty easy to use. Heck, maybe I'll even demonstrate the other two. And you're going to find that some methods work better for lures. All it depends on the weight of the lure, your rod, your reel, things like that. There's a lot that goes into it, so you just figure out which lure you use, which method works best. Next method I'm going to use lift and drop. I like lift and drop because fish strikes, because the way it works is you're almost trying to set the hook. Wait, bottom, reel up high, lift, drop, reel in the slack, lift, drop, reel in the slack. A lot of these are timing. They're not an exact science with a lot of these. A lot of them just take practice to get good at. Last method is pass that one. The way you do that is I set mine down to 2, start reeling in, just right click. Do 2 or 3 times like that. Do it right. You get up in the air like that, up off the bottom. There, you're trying to keep it off the bottom. Go back to stop and go. You can also do stop and go and just reel in twice. Reel. Stop and go. You need to watch for a bite too, because that it is twitch. Stop and go. I'm not a huge fan of bass jigs. I just use because that's at the catch them. I'm actually going to switch to catch bass in Red River, I believe. Double check it. I should probably show you the store too. So here is your Mudwater River store. Got a couple of rods here, some low level rods, gills, lines, the first fish net if you want it. So here's your tackle. You got some bobbers, you got some hooks. Not. There's the skit and some bass jigs. Spurs, red worms. Do not catch bass. Grasshoppers. But you can buy any licenses here too. The big ad like them. The way I noticed, better you get better presentation the farther out, the higher your rod is. Better action, which catch a bass now. There we go. Catch my other tutorial. Way to catch these is you constantly reel in. Got a large mouth, about 2 pounds. Great. And raise your tension up. It's up, and then you lower it down, and you reel in pretty much slack. And that's the basic way to reel in. So now I believe we're going to catch pike. We're going to switch to him and switch to the peg down here. And you can catch a bluegill here. You can probably catch a bass too. I haven't fished much on this peg. I know the pike are here. I'll switch to that spoon that I was using. You can use any of those spoons that were in the shop. Go between these. Right cast. Don't go out. Just go just past them. You don't need to go out super far. Hit the bottom, and I use lift and drop. I like to use. Really going to catch mostly 2 pike here. 2 types of pike: pickerel or chain pickerel and grass pickerel. Depending on, I can't remember which one's better than the other as far as. And you're going to snag. So, you can get braided line. Braided line breaks through snags a lot easier. Do not mono right there. Mono, you're going to break your lures. Lures if you try using mono. Because they'll snag and then they'll break and you'll. Braided and floor a lot better for. I got out of the snag. Like I said, you'll find out for each lure which that method works for it. And on the line you're using, the reel, all that varies. Under like a. You can even straight cast these in if you want to reel them in. You have to do presentations. Catch fish if you do presentation. You're lucky and you get to like level like it's 17, I believe. You get the ability to start using crankbaits. Crankbaits make they don't have there's no presentation for crank. Cast and reel. Caught chain pickerel. You also catch grass pickerel here too. I think chain pickerel. Be wrong though. I haven't caught them in a long time, so we'll keep them. And now we're gonna catch catfish. Now, the way I catch catfish is first peg again. Those boats right there. Doing a bobber setup. Setup broken. 77 feet, 77 inches. You can go a little bit higher. I think maybe 80. Okay. Go up to 90. I go with that. I'm using a number, I think 4 hook. Rod reel, grill, all that good stuff. Pretty. So then you're gonna cast just that boat. You're gonna reel in like less than 30. Wait. And you're gonna wait until that bobber gets other side of the other boat. Look, any bites then, reel back in, cast back out. I think I'm fishing at the wrong time at the second, so as it gets over there, I'm going to back in, change my time. I believe around time frame is the probably best time to catch them around here. Reel back in, and you can let it go even farther down there. I mean, there's like a hole there, a channel there, where you can catch catfish. Or all both new. In fact, I think I used to go all the way to the edge of there, then do it. We're gonna go. And whatever you want to do, watch TV, read a book, whatever you're doing while you wait. But go check that bobber and look at the bottom tension of the tension meter. Starts looking blue. You got a fish nibbling. It's time to start paying attention. Right there, I just saw some. So there's a fish nibbling on it. Starting to run with it. Here we go. Young channel cat. You'll catch regular channel cats. You'll catch bullheads. I think they're black bullheads. You'll catch all those in there. That's how I keep that. Now the last fish we're going to catch, the gar. Like I said, if you're brand new to the game, don't even try to catch a gar. You need a much heavier setup to catch gar. About the heaviest match reel you can get. Large cut bait, big hook, bobber. This is a Hornet 6000, I think, which is a heavy line. This is like 30-pound test braided. About 20 inches where I go, and a lot of these are trial and error and practice. You can find out what works best for you. That's what I use. So kind of the same spot you're fishing for time. I found the best time to catch them is in around 7. So you cast out just to the left of the boat, as far as you can. The closer the boat you get are, the better. They did that way because they didn't want people catching a gar and breaking their rods and reels. As far as you can. Just wait. And read your book, watch your TV. Bill starts getting blue. They take it, they'll take it too. I mean, they run with it. Already getting bites. Oh, fish on. They're gonna run with it too. Anything like they normally. It's about 100 feet. Start bringing them in. Look at my drakes at the 3 because I don't want to break my line. You'll even see sometimes even if it's set to 3. At some points he'll get my rod meter where it says that the rod's in danger of breaking. Using a lighter setup and you only it's got 492 feet on here. Get close to 300, you'll want to start doing the trick of attention button, just clicking it like you would when you're twitching. Click as fast as you can. Do that helps you. It stops the fish from running out quite as far. It will prevent your rod from breaking. I'm not really in too much danger here. My rod and reel and line and stuff. Not gonna. He probably won't get out that far. It's gonna starts doing that. Start clicking this. You can even go click faster, like that. Gar are a fun fish to catch. They're a big bite. Take you a little while. It's gonna take you, depending on your setup, five minutes or so probably to bring them in. Lighter setup will take you longer. Starting to wear. Yeah, this is a good fish to use too if you want to get that rod breaking achievement. Emma really wants it, but there is an achievement for breaking your rod. Like, deepest rod can cast out that far. Or some cut bait. You can use medium cut bait, I imagine. I don't know, maybe a small cut bait might work too. Tried it. But watch your rod. You don't want to break that rod. Also use a smaller hook, I think too. I think I've seen people 2 watts. Rod. Like a larger hook was better. That's just me. So this is just basically to tell you kind of where to catch fish and the basic idea of what you want to use. Feel free to change around what you want to use, figure out the best way, and things will be changing in this game too. I'll try to post new videos as they change, updated if there's new areas. This is just meant to give you idea and basics of where to catch the fish. I don't want to show you catch all the fish and the best way to do it on your own. Just idea of spots and that and everything. Fish. Good man of fish he'll be full for a day. Good man of fish he'll be that right? Just about got this guy in. He may still do another run when he gets close. About got him. Because I never set my drag above 3. Start getting to 4, 5, 6 area, you're taking some risks. And especially if they start getting way out there, you might want to do a fair amount quick, but have to. Yep, here we got an alligator gar, our nice color. 28 pounds. Last one I caught, 150 him. And that's about it. Hope you enjoy this tutorial. I plan on doing more later on. The next one will probably be for New York. And I have a tutorial on the basic UI and things like that. I also stream Fishing Planet, usually Monday through Thursday. So in the evening, at 5 p.m. Central Time is when I start. Feel free to check me out. Like this video if you like it. Leave comments and I'll try to answer your questions if you have any. And you can follow my Twitter as well to find out when I post new videos and what time I'm going to be streaming at. So, again, thank you very much and have a good day. Happy fishing.